Firefly Lane is the latest premium soap on Netflix, blending romance, drama, and plenty of timeline jumping across 10 episodes. If you've finished streaming this one, or even found yourself turning it off in a hope for a better show, we've got you covered. We've combed through the archives and saved you the hassle of having to try and find something similar with our top 10 picks for alternate viewing. To keep things simple for skim readers, we've added what similarities these have. Of course, for all the shows we've reviewed, we've also added a handy link so you can check out our full thoughts on that series and see if it's something you want to invest your time with. So without further ado, we present 10 TV shows that should whet the appetite when you finish streaming Firefly Lane. This Is Us is the quintessential family soap opera in America. Running for 4 seasons now and with another 2 in the pipeline, This Is Us follows the Pearson family through the years, splitting its timeline between 3 different time periods. The Pearson children, dubbed the Big Three, as infants, as teenagers, and eventually as grown adults. Mom Rebecca and Father Jack raise little Kevin, a football star turned actor, adopted child Randall, who has a tragic past surrounding his birth parents, and Kate, who has serious emotional issues that manifest themselves in an eating disorder and depression. The seasons follow this dysfunctional family, touching on poignant and thematic issues including mental health, race, and, of course, romance. There's plenty to like about this one, but be warned, the Super Bowl Sunday episode will almost certainly have you reaching for the tissues. Everybody deals with grief in their own way. From drinking copious amounts of alcohol through to popping pills or isolating yourself from the world, Netflix's latest dark comedy, Dead to Me, is an exploration of this complicated emotion. Across 10 episodes at little under 30 minutes apiece, Dead to Me is an easy show to pick up and a difficult one to put down. Dead to Me does require a fair amount of patience to get to the crux of this drama though, but this wait is certainly worth it given the excellent chemistry between the 2 lead actresses. This ultimately serves as the highlight of this show, with a healthy dose of dark humor on the side to keep things from falling too deeply into melodramatic waters. Netflix series Sweet Magnolias takes all the usual tropes inherent in Lifetime, Hallmark, and CW shows and smushes them together into a syrupy slice of life drama. With a host of diverse characters wrapped up in their own issues throughout the series, Sweet Magnolias is a show that relies heavily on its characters to push the narrative forward. Recently divorced Maddie tries to move on from her ex Bill, who has already shacked up with a new love interest. Dana Sue works at a restaurant and faces a tough decision to make regarding her head chef, while Helen works as a lawyer. Together, they decide to open a brand new spa, but along the way are forced to deal with small-town gossip and romance. If you liked Firefly Lane, chances are you'll like this one too. Highly regarded as one of the best slice-of-life Korean dramas, Reply 1988 is a real trip down memory lane. A trip to the 80s to be precise. Nestling itself in nicely alongside other dramas of its kind, Reply 1988 adopts a light, breezy tone but finds strength in its characters, who are all well written and have lots of dramatic moments. There are some surreal and hilarious moments here too. Aega Kim Sejang, mixed in with more heartfelt and touching segments across this expansive story. Split across 4 different families and praised as one of the more accurate depictions of Korean life, this 20-episode series is split into feature-length episodes, as we follow a dozen or so characters from 1988 up to 1994. There's a blend of romance, comedy, and drama here too, meaning fans of Firefly Lane should love this one. 3 Days of Christmas is a heartwarming, dramatic, and soapy Spanish trip, following a quartet of sisters over the course of 3 Christmases. The first episode sees the 4 girls as young teenagers, navigating the world of love and hormones whilst harboring a big secret from their parents. The middle, meaty portion of the series sees these 4 as adults in episode 2, returning to their family home for a combined purpose. This dramatic whirlwind of character reveals and melodrama leads nicely to the final episode that rounds things out with the 4 as senior citizens, looking back at their lives with regret, joy, or melancholy. This triple timeline delight should please fans of soapy dramas, and there's some great performances in this one. Northern Rescue is a melodramatic familial drama that tries to nail the tone of more serious offerings like This Is Us but comes off much closer to unrealistic soap operas like Station 19. If that's your jam though, you should find enough here to like. The story revolves around a seemingly perfect family unit turned upside down when Mum Sarah dies. This leaves John all alone to raise their 3 kids, Scout, Maddie and Taylor. The end of the first episode sees the family pack up and move to a small town, and it's here where the bulk of the story takes place. Romance, drama, and plenty of soapy shenanigans are the key ingredients, and given how fervently fans have been jumping on a possible second season, there's a good crowd of people who enjoyed this one. Tales of the City serves as the spiritual successor to the 1993 series of the same name, playing out as a familial drama with plenty of emotional highs and lows along the way. At the heart of this story lies Marianne, who returns after a prolonged absence from the community to wish 90-year-old Anna a happy birthday. This prodigal woman was the original visionary for the community, and her birthday is of course significant for those who live around her. As Marianne arrives at the party, an outsider returning to home comforts, she finds herself confronted by the past, and in particular Shauna, the wildcard child for whom most of the drama revolves around. Nicely paced and full of some memorable characters, Tales of the City is certainly worth checking out. The definitive girl power title, Sex and the City, is a funny, raunchy, well-paced series split across 6 lively seasons, and 2 movies, but let's forget those. The main crux of drama here revolves around 4, mostly, single female New Yorkers who mix romance, sex and relationship woes with a constantly evolving narrative about belonging in a rapidly changing world. Carrie Bradshaw and her infamous romance with Mr. Big props up much of her storyline, while sexed-up Samantha Jones plays up the comedy relief of the team. Miranda Hobbs is the more sensible member of the group, while quiet Charlotte York slowly comes out of her shell across the seasons. Like any show that runs for this long, there's some good and bad episodes, but largely Sex and the City hits its stride and never looks like slowing down, right the way through to its emotional ending. Little Fires Everywhere is a show that's worth sticking with until the end. Hulu's latest familial drama will almost certainly draw comparisons to Big Little Lies, and with both Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon in the driving seat, it's easy to see why. Armed with an intriguing mystery, lots of commentary surrounding class and race, along with a dynamic power struggle that changes and evolves throughout the season, Little Fires Everywhere is a smartly written drama and one of the better shows of 2020. The story begins with an intriguing mystery. Elena Richardson and her family look upon the burning wreckage of their family home. Someone has set it alight, and all fingers point toward Elena's troublesome youngest daughter Izzy. But is she really to blame? This absorbing family melodrama portrays its socially charged themes across the different episodes beautifully. It's not perfect, but those little fires certainly grow into a raging inferno by the end. Gilmore Girls is a comedy/drama following a single 30-something mother and her teenage daughter. The pair are very close, like best friends even, living in a small town called Stars Hollow that has its fair share of colorful residents. Lorelai comes from a rich family, but always had a difficult relationship with her parents, so she ran away when she had Rory. The show starts when Rory is 15 to 16 and gets accepted to a prestigious private school. She is very intelligent, and with her mom's help, remains determined to try and get accepted into Harvard. The series follows their lives as Rory goes to school, and later college, while Lorelai plans to own her own inn. The show is famous for its witty dialogue and pop culture references, mixing in a smartly written script full of lovable characters. Do be aware though that the last season had a lot of backlash from fans for its questionable changes to key players. Despite that, the show is definitely worth your time. So there we have it, our 10 TV show alternatives to watch when you're finished with Firefly Lane on Netflix. What do you think of our picks? Do you agree? Are there any notable omissions? Let us know in the comments below.